This is the end of the beginning. Welcome to today's show. Well, put this up there on the list of things that just makes me embarrassed to be alive. Many things do in this day and age, but even movies like this start to pull on my heartstrings of embarrassment. This is a movie called Jules, and you might say, well, what's Jules about? Well, it's about the same thing that pretty much every other movie's about. It's about an agenda, right? And of course, we know we're on the cusp of Operation Bluebeam, Project Bluebeam. Are we not? And this story is so oddly familiar. I'm pretty sure another YouTuber, me, recently covered this before the channel got terminated because the story of this movie is the same as the story we heard in Las Vegas where a UFO supposedly landed in someone's backyard. But also, it's the same plot as, E.T. So what's the point of the movie? Well, the point of the movie, of course, is to continue to convince zombies out there that aliens are real when in fact demons are real. The government obviously is behind this entire psychological operation. They have been for close to 100 years now, or ever since they started making movie propaganda about aliens, which feels like 100 years ago, since every one of these horrible movies has the same plot. And I'm going to show you the trailer in a minute. But keep in mind of these themes in these movies, right? The aliens, of course, are the victims and the good guys. The humans who want to kill the alien, of course, are the bad guys. And of course, the humans are thankful and their lives are changed forever because of the demons have come and visited them, right? You see the common theme here? And you might say, well, this is ridiculous at this point, talking about people being convinced of this stuff and, they're not going to make aliens into victims. Oh, no. Well, we have people out there, at least half the country, who are advocating for children to be able to cut off their penises. So you can't tell me that we're not going to be convinced, not us, but the majority of society won't be convinced not only of aliens being real, which are really demons, but of sympathy for these things, right? And these should have rights, and they're smarter than we are, and we can learn from them. These are all themes that have been put into movies over the years, which of course will eventually come to fruition, just like all of the themes with children have come to fruition, how they've been placed in all these shows, just like a certain theme about certain people who have a certain sexual preference. All the brainwashing has been done over and over again. And now it's time, because society is dumb enough to buy into this. So we get the same exact movie. Nobody's asking, well, what's the point of watching Jules when we have E.T., Independence Day? We have all these movies. But for the most part, what they need to make sure they do is have the sympathy for the alien, because eventually aliens, robots, artificial intelligence, they're all going to have more rights than we have. But let's take a look at this absolute bomb and keep an eye on some of the themes with how thankful the people are, how bad humans are for wanting to hurt the poor alien, and the alien's changing people's lives, the demon, of course, and how it's depicted as a gray, which for those of you who don't know is exactly how Aleister Crowley depicted these things, these demons in his books, and then said eventually we're going to have a new name for demons, which turns out to be conveniently aliens. Take a look.
I think that we ought to change our town slogan. A great place to call home is confusing. I suggest a great place to refer to as home. We need a crosswalk on Trent Avenue between Frost and Allegheny. And also... oh my. A UFO has crashed in my backyard, has taken out my azaleas, and destroyed my bird bath.
When you talk like that, it makes them all take us less seriously.
Did you just say UFO?
Oh, good Christ, what is that?
You remember the spaceship? This is the little man who came out of it.
He's got to be a secret. Don't tell anybody. May I touch him?
She shouldn't know.
We got to trust her. There's nothing else we can do.
We could kill her.
Kill me? You can't kill me. I'll kill you. That's what I'll do. Guys, stop it.
You think we can call him Jules?
He's no Jules. He's more of a Gary.
Your dad was in here earlier. He said he was buying apples for an alien.
Like an illegal alien?
Thank you for the picture. He hands them to me all the time.
Maybe he's trying to tell you something.
Dad, come on. I'm worried. What you have said has not been normal.
I'm okay.
How can you say that when you're buying apples for an alien?
The government is searching for a security satellite that crashed.
Any moment we waste is a moment they can discover him. You've seen the movies. You know what happens to these guys when they fall to earth. We will break the sky wide open. Jules has come to mean quite a bit to us.
It's about Dad buying apples for an alien.
National Security, open the door! They're coming!
Us four hanging out together. We get along pretty well.
We're so thankful for you.
What the?
So, I mean, what needs to be said here, right? It's the same thing over and over. Does anybody ever get suspicious? I try to make this so clear when I make videos so that people actually just go, oh yeah, I never thought of that. Because it's not anyone's fault for not thinking like that. But when I try to piece this stuff together so that you could look at it and say, yeah, right, aren't we supposed to look at these people as creative, as artists, blah, 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 right? We're supposed, oh my goodness, they go, it's the same plot over and over again. Okay, and if you understand that repetition is the key to mind control, then you start seeing how they form our perception of reality, which I always go to the most basic example is the schooling system. They convince you of outer space. They convince you of the shapes of globes. They convince you of all these things that they do over and over in history. And of course, they talk about a certain group of people who have been victimized through history. So they beat these things into people's heads year after year after year. People end up leaving college and they go, oh, great, I have my degree. Now what? I'm going to get a job and make six figures? Oh, no, nothing's going to happen. You're just going to have this indoctrinated perspective of the world, and you're always going to believe it because it's been beaten into your head as if it's a reality. That's why it's so hard for us to wake people up, all of us, because people have had it beaten into their head through repetition and mind control for so long. Their whole perception of what the world is the view that they've been given through the school system, as well as the movies and TV shows, which have all groomed them, right? So repetition is the key. That's why these movies constantly use these themes, these undertones, right? What's the undertone of the trailer? People saw the trailer, like, oh, an alien movie. Okay, well, check it out. Well, who are they talking about being the villain? Human beings. Right? We know what happens to the poor aliens. If humans get wind of their existence, they're going to kill our friend, right? I mean, nothing is new. Nothing is original, right? But they're constantly doing this. So what they've done over the last 75 years, before 75 years ago, let's just say it's the year 1700. Do you think any person walking the earth was ever sitting there talking or like, there could be things flying in space, never seeing them, right? And especially in today's society with the technology you have, no one's catching the UFOs and stuff. They just put these stories out there, right? Nobody's caught one yet. No one's caught one of the aliens yet, but we're supposed to believe the government has all these things. Now, demons, again, are real. But in the year 1700, was somebody sitting around at the OK Corral and were they like, hey, there could be life out there? Somebody would just slap them upside the head. They'd say, where are you coming up with this notion that there's life out there, right? They were going by the Bible. They knew of demonic possession and those types of things. No, there's a whole other species of life out there, and they fly around in these little things in the air, and they go at the speed of light, and nobody would ever believe it or even talk about the topic. The guy would be put in an insane asylum, right? Nobody's seen it. Nobody believes it. But because of movies and mind control, this generation over the last 75 years or so has been fully indoctrinated over and over and over again that there's little gray things running around. Now, again, demons are real. The depiction of aliens or demons is to accept demons and demonic entities into our world, bringing over what's behind the veil. Those things are real. The Bible is real. This whole thing about these little freakish aliens from Mars that are so intelligent and so much better than humans and we need to accept, that's the deception. It's the alien deception. It's the alien demon deception, which Aleister Crowley talks about in his books. He summoned these demonic entities, these demonic beings, okay? These people worship the ground Aleister Crowley walks in. They do these rituals not because they sit around and do a ritual and nothing happens. They become possessed, demonically possessed. They are trying to bring over what's on the other side, and they think that this whole notion is crazy, and they, dumb down people look at me, and they're like, oh, this guy's insane. He believes in that kind of stuff. When they literally believe in the concept of an alien flying around in a flying saucer only because they've seen 75,000 movies talking about it. They never once asked for evidence. Then they're like, well, the government hides the evidence of actual aliens flying around. Do they? I mean, we live in a world where you can't even walk around, a cul-de-sac without somebody having it on film because every streetlight has a camera on it and everybody has a camera on their own door because they've been indoctrinated enough to get one. or pushed fear on them to get one to protect themselves, but nobody's caught one of these things, right? So then they come out with these little stories like, have you heard? Military people said they've seen it. Oh, somebody had one crash in their backyard. So where is it? Where are they? Oh, they're just doing such a great job of hiding it from all of us when nothing is hidden. Just like how they convince these dummies out there that children are getting abducted, but they're not really. They're going missing. They're runaways. Oh, yeah. Well, use their phones and ping them and find out where they are. Oh, yeah. Use the street camera and tell us where these missing kids go. Oh, well, conveniently, they can go missing, right? Just like conveniently, none of us can see one of these things in our backyard. Now, demons are a totally different story and demon possession. But this is what they're preparing you for. And people actually believe in these stories. And then, of course, they want you to accept the sickness. They want you to accept demons and demon possession, which we've already seen normalized through all these videos with Eminem and Billie Eilish and in the movies over and over and over and over and over. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's just a massive psychological operation that's going on. But the undertones, the themes of the movie, hugging of the alien, bowing down to the aliens on the sofa watching TV, the aliens eating apples, right? Maybe that ties in with Apple. What do you think? Maybe it ties in with Apple and Jobs and the 666. No? Anybody? Steve Wozniak covered that 1 trillion times. Maybe. Or maybe it just likes apples, right? Maybe that's the creative side of the writer. He's like, we're going to make him like apples. Even though its entire thing is the same exact plot as E.T. or any other movie. And nobody asks that question and goes, how do these guys make millions of dollars? How are they like writers? Because there's people out there, they get told the American dream, you could be what you want, you could be a great writer, become famous in Hollywood, become an actor, et cetera, and everything's just the same. The scripts are the same. It's the same actors in all these movies rotating. You know, now Ben Kingsley's in an alien movie, right? He used to do more serious roles, but this is a serious role in today's society, right? All of them are woke, conveniently. All of them are communists, right? They even make movies about the Hollywood blacklist and victimize the people who are communists who are putting propaganda into movies, and now every single movie is just nothing but propaganda. But people only look at the woke stuff. They don't look at this stuff. There's agendas behind all of it. The fact that they've convinced society of this with aliens just through fictional films shows you where we're at mentally in our society. It's a frightening reality that we're living in, really. But we're still supposed to look at them as, you know, these people are creators, they're innovators, they're so deep, and we're just all so dumb, right? Well, all you could say at this point is really, I mean, are we going to have an E.T. 2? I mean, next month there'll be another alien movie with a similar plot. And it doesn't mean every time the aliens are depicted as good guys in it. But it's to convince people. The reason they constantly make these films is to convince people of the existence of this thing that they've made up called aliens. They've convinced people that there's all these planets, they're flying around up there, and there's 100% factual. Like President Obama, all these guys talk about like, oh yeah, they're definitely up there. It's true. At this point, we need to accept that artificial intelligence, extraterrestrial beings actually exist. What? We do? Oh, because this is part of an agenda, right? And of course, with Project Bluebeam and how they're going to do all this stuff and all these deceptions, we're going to see this rolled out right in front of our faces. And of course, just like if you deny the science, wink, wink, that's convenient for them, like poisoning yourself, well, you're a conspiracy theorist. But then if you deny the science of a man having a wiener and a girl having a vagina, well, then you're just a hateful bigot. That's nothing to do with science, apparently. So they'll just say if you deny this deception that you're a climate denier, a bigot, a science denier, a fact denier, because this is what they're doing now. And it seems to be working because they've convinced half of this nation to be completely insane and believe in utterly insane concepts. And these are the same people who are like, the people who are 100% pro-potion are 100% pro-kids castrating themselves and are 100% of the belief that aliens fly around from Uranus and flying saucers and they're coming down here to visit and they're going to teach us all these things and they're so intelligent. When in reality, if you've listened to the videos I've done on quantum computing, demon possession, all these things are actually real in a sense. But the only way people are going to accept them is through a deception. Because if they were like, hey, these are all demons that are here, okay, they've come over, we've used CERN and these other things to pull demons here and rituals, we've done these mass rituals, people aren't going to be accepting of it. They're going to be getting their shotguns, right? What if they put this little fluffy ET narrative? Oh, they're wonderful and they're caring. And oh, the real extreme terrorists is white male Christians in America. We need to eradicate and get rid of them. They don't want these aliens here. They don't want, I mean, demons, and they don't want artificial intelligence here and serving in Congress and telling us what to do. They're horrible. Let's get rid of them. And these idiots will go along with it. They are just, woo, man. I mean, you know what? I'm going to write a movie tomorrow, okay? I'm going to write it in 24 hours. It's me about a guy who's down on his luck and wants to be a boxer, and he gets this opportunity to box the heavyweight champion of the world, right? And then somehow he goes the distance with him, and voila! It sounds like a great plot, right? Oh, right, we've heard that already, right? Wouldn't somebody laugh at me if I presented that to Hollywood? So why don't they laugh at all these movies that have agendas behind it, like the 9 trillion alien movies? Oh, right, because it's part of mind control. And if they didn't constantly do this, then nobody would be walking around thinking that nice aliens could potentially exist. And oh, yeah, they're up in space, out of our dimension, and you're questioning science if you don't believe in the bullcrap that our government and the mainstream media and the Hollywood movie industry and all the musicians are spewing on a day-to-day basis. This is nothing more than the acceptance of demons. That's what they're preparing you for. And anyone that has a problem with it, these people are so cold, like the Bible talks about how people become cold towards each other. The people are becoming so cold towards each other that they have technology above humans. Eventually, they'll have demons above humans / aliens above humans, and they'll look down more on humans based on how they believe or what they believe in politically or religiously, spiritually, that they'll put these things above them. And they'll say, hey, we should get rid of these Christians. They don't accept the alien demons that are here. Instead of being like, oh, we're humans. We probably don't need robots telling us how to live and think, and we probably don't need some type of demonically possessed demon alien running around us and our kids and peeing out of their finger or what else they do. I mean, it's ridiculous. Another movie, same plot. No one sees through this stuff anymore. It's pretty amazing, right? And they put a nice music behind it. They make it all emotional. Oh, the alien. You read the comments under the thing. You're just ready to literally to punch yourself in the face over and over again if you read the comments. Like, this sounds like a great movie. I can't wait to see it. Oh, you've probably seen it 100 times already this week because every single movie and every show on Sci-Fi or whatever, every big Hollywood actor, War of the Worlds. I mean, we could run through the list of these. They've made them 1,000,000 times. How many more do you need? I can't wait to see it. Oh, you can't wait to see the same thing all over again with new actors? Great. Have a ball. Whew. Welcome to Babylon, folks. The great idiocracy has arrived. I thank you for being here. Hope you're all doing well. God bless you as always and your families.